All right, let's do this. Episode 90. I am 10 away. My goal is to get to 100. I slacked off and slowed down quite a bit, but I think when I get to 100, I may start over with something new, not so tennis based. But this is what I got. It's kind of last minute because I realized I've got some time with no people in the house. So I text everybody to stay away for about 20 minutes so I can talk my gibberish. So I'm going to start with just the random stuff. I've got a new idea when I'm president. Um, it's going to be a road system, kind of like based on if you know what bath fitters is, where these companies come in and instead of knocking out your bathroom, they cover everything. They just pre-make it in a factory somewhere and they bring it in and they basically sit it over your bathtub or your shower or whatever. It's expensive, but it's still cheaper than hiring a big company to do it. And it's done in a day. So why can't we have roads, a system where you got a road that's messed up, it needs redone, and instead of wiping it out for a summer, which is what is happening around the whack right now, they simply fly in pre-made pieces in helicopters or whatever, some special plane, and they drop it down and fit it directly over the existing road, and it's done. It's done in a day. Don't don't have traffic backups. You can get to other things more because this project takes us a day. You can move on to the next project. You can do several road projects in a day. Bridges, you just whoop, drop it in. It's done. It's super easy. And it's very, very thin, so the roads don't get stacked up on top of each other, but it just sits on top. They install it. It's done. Those workers can go on and do other jobs. We'll get all the construction done. They can probably do it all year too. Doesn't matter if it's cold. There's no concrete to pour. They just fit it over it. And I think it's going to be amazing. So when I'm president, this is happening, and there's no complications to it. It's definitely easy to do. So that's my bath fitter road um, topic that I want to make sure I get to. I also recently had visits to the DMV and a car dealership, and I can't think of two possibly more miserable places to spend some time. Annie and I went, we're there for maybe an hour. It's just the DMV is such a dreadful place. The people were incredibly nice. I'm not talking about the staff, but no one goes to the DMV because they're happy. Not even the kids getting their license don't seem to be happy. They're terrified. They have to take this test, and if they fail, their life is ended, and it's embarrassing. And the stress of do you have the right paperwork? So we took social security cards and birth certificate and proof of address and our old license and everything you have to have in order to get anything done. But we sat in line for 30 minutes. It was out the door. Then we go through, talk to a nice lady. She tells us exactly what to do. We fill out some forms. Then we sit. Those fluorescent lights, it's all gray and gross and kind of dirty, and no one is there enjoying themselves. Every single person there could tell you where else they'd rather be. And I think we need to invent a DMV that's a lot more enjoyable, more fun. Do something, liven it up, make it like a coffee house, like a lounge. Go in, get a cup of coffee, chill out. I don't know. There's got to be a better way though, because it's a mess. And my car dealership experience, again, they were fine. I had to buy a car. Took about 2 hours, not a big deal. But everywhere I looked around, I'm just trying to figure out, is every single salesman and finance guy lying? Was there anybody there who was 100% truthful? This is a big dealership too. I'm not talking about small, locally owned ones because I purchased from there too, and felt like I didn't get that vibe. But there were, I don't know, 100 salesmen and women, and I'm watching them as I'm waiting and wondering if anybody in that entire building, customers, actually got a good value. Did every single person get screwed? Did if the salesman could have saved you $200, did he or she? And I don't think so. And they were all very nice and was as fast as they could go for me. I think I got a good value, but I know I got screwed somewhere. I got what I wanted in the mileage and somewhat in the price. But man, what a tough place. I guess there's some people that go there happy because you're picking up your dream car or something like that. But that whole process is, so I'm also going to invent a new car situation. It's a store. You go in, there's no salespeople. You walk in kind of like a Target or a Walmart for cars. You go down the aisle, you found one you want, there's the price. You drive you somehow drive it through the self checkout and you pay, and you can pay cash, you can pay credit card, or you can finance right there on the screen. It's that easy. They tell you all your terms, continue. The keys pop out of like a little chute where the receipt comes out. You get your keys, you get your plates, you get your title, all those things, and you're gone. It should take you 20 minutes and you've got a car. So, man, when I'm president, the world is, it's going to change. It's going to be pretty awesome. Um, I'm going to go ahead and tell a story I've been wanting to talk about, and I've talked to others. So it's been bugging me, and since I do want to take this down a path of, and I sort of already have, of not all tennis, pickleball, or coaching stuff. I had a situation several months ago, and we're going to call this person Jimmy. So I always go to Jimmy. Um, I reached out to a person, friend of mine, who I hadn't talked to, seen for quite a while, um, and just, hey, how's it going? Right? And I've sort of talked about, I have this rule now that I try, if I think about someone I haven't heard from for a while, I just shoot them a text. So I did that, and the response I got was telling me how I'm not the type of friend they thought I was. I'm not a very good friend. I guess we're not as close as this person, Jimmy, thought we were, because I didn't reach out during some difficult times. There were some pretty serious, tragic things in this person's life I was not 100% aware of, and I did not reach out to them. And they, the shock to me was that, telling me that I'm a pretty much a bad person. I'm not a good friend, and it really, really bothered me. So I apologize. Sort of, hey, it really wasn't my intention. And the response was telling me, basically, my apology wasn't the right kind of apology, and sent me to a Google link of telling me how bad, what kind of apology I did. So anyway, it bugged me, it bothered me. I was kept thinking about it, and eventually came to this conclusion: I don't want friends like that. My truest friends in my life, they don't keep score. If I miss a major life event, if I miss something sad, my true friends, they don't keep score and come back and tell me, well, you missed this, this, and this. Where were you on my birthday? And I think it's why I have a very small group of really, really close friends, because I have gotten rid of all of those that keep score. And my question is, am I the wrong one? I did miss these couple of things. I did apologize, but my apology wasn't good enough. So I, over time, have decided that's not the type of people I want to hang out with. I don't keep score. I've got some really good friends that I can not talk to or see for months, years. And when we catch up, nobody's saying, well, you didn't call me on this and you didn't comment on this. They don't care. We all understand we have lives and we miss things and we're human and make those mistakes. But I can just, there's no judgment on whether I missed something or didn't comment on something. And I want to find out if that's me. Am I the one? Am I actually the jerk? I don't think I am. It'd be hard if you told me I was. You'd have to really convince me, because I recently had lunch with a friend of mine. It'd been a few months, and I probably missed some things in his life, and he missed a bunch in my life. And you know what happened? We chatted and caught up and had a great time and did not care. So it's been bothering me, and this is my therapy I do on my podcast. So I thought I'd bring it up. If any of you hear this, let me know. You can text me, post it on social media. Am I the one who screwed that up? Because it was bothering me, but now it won't bother me because I just got rid of it. So I'm not keeping score. If you're friends of mine and I don't hear from you because whatever. I don't care. You got stuff going on in your world. So, all right. So, is this cool or embarrassing? I went to see a movie on Memorial Day, 10 o'clock movie by myself, and I thought it was cool. And I forgot how much I missed the movies. So I went to see Mission Impossible. And the reason I brought it up, if you haven't been, they have this, it's called Screen X. This is at the Ridge in New Berlin, is where I went. So it's called Screen X. It's the first time I've been to it. And I love Mission Impossible movies and anything with explosions and big popcorn movies that I don't have to think. I don't drive home thinking about my life. I just like to watch mindless explosions and action and stuff that could never happen. I like that stuff. Jurassic World's going to be my next one. So I got some popcorn, went to the movie, and Screen X has the theater is on the sides as well. So you're watching the movie in front, but on the sides it's almost like peripheral vision. So you're almost like you're sitting in the middle of this movie, and it was amazing. It sounds crazy, but you've got things on the side of you. And I was dead center of the theater because at 10 a.m. on Memorial Day, ain't a lot of people there. So I'm just recommending go to a movie, a big action, Mission Impossible, maybe like a Marvel movie would be pretty cool on there. I mentioned Jurassic World. That's my next one. It's going to be awesome. But they had a preview of Jurassic World, and the dinosaurs are walking around your right and the left and coming to the front. And it's not something you have to turn your head on. All the action, like the actors, are always in the main screen. People aren't running off to the right and left. It's just you feel like you're in it. Um, it was pretty awesome. So I recommend you going to the movies. You don't have to go by yourself. All right, so I do have some tennis stuff. This is going to be quick. I'm skipping something because I can't remember it. So I've been teaching on this for a few weeks. So a few weeks ago, my son and I went to Mr. B's Steakhouse in Brookfield. Pretty fancy, upscale, very expensive. We had a gift card from my buddy Tom. Thanks, Tom. It was great. And it was probably Ben's first experience at a high-end steakhouse. Cloth napkins and very, very fancy. So we are getting steaks, obviously. So I order a filet. Benny gets the New York strip. And they have all these sauces you can order. There's 5 sauces, like specialty sauces. And then there's a couple more that add extra cost to it. And then you can get toppings like crumbles, different stuff on top. And I decided not to get anything because someone told me, and I don't know if it's true, but I believe everything I ever read or hear, that a really, really good steak doesn't need anything. It should be great on its own as it is. Do not put A1 on top of a steak, although I would at home because I don't know how to cook steaks. I have to soak it in something because they're so bad. You don't need ketchup. You don't need any of it. If it's a great steak, it is good, seasoned, cooked, done. So I decided no sauce. And whoever invented that a good steak doesn't need anything was 100% right. I didn't use any sauce. It was great. Sitting in front of me, knife and fork, baked potato, let's go. Nothing. It was great. Didn't need all that extra stuff. So I started teaching my tennis lessons for a week, whole classes, 90 minutes on eat the steak. Don't add anything to it. When you've got an option that's 100% sitting in front of you, you're going to win the point. 100%, you hit it here. And then you look to your left or right or something else, and that one is 95%. Take the 100. Don't add anything to it. If you can win that point, hitting it 4 miles an hour in the middle of the court, don't try to hit it 7 miles an hour. Don't try to hit it to the right. If it needs 50% topspin, hit 50% topspin. You don't need to add things to it. It's great as it is. It's there. Take the victory. Eat that freaking steak. It goes along a lot with what I talk about. It's just a different analogy because so many players, all sports, they don't accept that. Hey, this is easy. This is it. I've been given an opportunity. I'm just going to take it and walk away. And I don't need to throw that extra sauce on here because that brings in risk. So if I had purchased this steak and this steak was, I think Ben's was $85, something like that. You buy that steak and then you pour a sauce on it and you don't like that sauce, you've just damaged that steak. You've ruined it for yourself. It's always, no matter if you try to dry it off, scrape it off, whatever, some of that's sticking to it. And now you've risked that expensive of a meal, that type of a high end experience. You've risked it all because they sold you on something you didn't need. So eat the steak. It's super easy. Next one. Again, just a dumb analogy. It's not really dumb. I've been watching a lot of military videos, basic training, and I watched one for the exact place Ben is going in Fort Jackson in South Carolina in a couple of months. And these drill sergeants, they're so awesome. I mean, they terrify me. I could never do it. But they're so good at just, this is what, telling people what they're doing. This is what you're doing. This is how you're doing it, and nothing else. This is it. Do this, do this, do this. It's simple. Like, I'm watching these basic training videos of what actually happens. And if you can just not freak out mentally and just, I just banged it in the microphone. Sorry about that. And just do what they say. And that's it. Don't overthink it. Just do it. You can survive. This is similar to the stakes. So this one drill sergeant, all he would do, he would repeat directions to these young kids, 18, 19-year-olds, twice. And he always finished it with, do it now. So let's say if I'm going to make something up, he would say, put your paperwork in your left hand, your bag in your right hand. Put your paperwork in your back and your left hand, put your bag in your right hand. Do it now. That's it. Pretty clear. He didn't add anything to it, but you could watch these kids fumbling around because of nervousness and being scared and anxious, putting the stuff in their right hand or those kind of things. Or he would say, put your bag in front of you on the ground. Do it now. Nothing extra. He wouldn't say put it down in front of you softly. Put it down in front of you and slam it down. Place the bag in front of you on the ground. Do it now. And I think as you're playing, try to have some very strict things. There's the shot I need to hit. Do it now. Don't mess around. There's the shot I need to hit, and then something in your head is going to say, well, I'd sure like to try this other one, or, oh no, I see them coming. I might try something else when you don't need it. Sometimes just do what you're supposed to do and put your best against their best. So I'd encourage you as you're playing, just do it now. See that shot. I know this. I know how to do it. I've trained to do it. I've been coached to do it. Do it now. Stick with the rules. Super easy. Another one I've been using, and I may have mentioned this before, but I recently read a book by Jeremy Renner, the guy that got run over by a snowcat. Awesome book. I think it's called My Last Breath. Read it. I think everybody should read it. Really cool. But they referenced one part of the book referenced a study that said that women use 7,000 words a day and men only use 2,000. And I started coaching a little bit about, it wasn't really a men versus women thing. It was about using words. So for some of my ladies drills, I just challenged them, if you can use 7,000 words a day, let's use up 1,000 of them in this next hour and a half, or 2 sets, or a match, whatever it is. And constantly communicate. Yours, mine, got it, switch, what are you doing? Also very important, your tone of those words. Don't ask questions. Or if you do ask a question, make sure you give time for that to be answered. But I thought it was interesting, 7,000 versus 2,000. I am 100% guilty my whole life of getting myself in trouble because someone will say something to me, a statement. So it might be, hey, Dad, I'm going to Target. And I don't respond. Why would I respond? Nobody asked me a question. I have no comments on that. Great. I'm not a type of guy at home that's going to go, awesome, hope that Target trip is wonderful and you find all the products you need. I hear you, but I don't care all the time. So it gets me in trouble. I'm not saying that's right. It's definitely not right. But Shell might say something like, we're out of cat treats. And I won't say anything and just go about my business because I've been given the information. Okay, I know now that we don't have any cat treats, but there was no question asked. So instead of me saying, well, those cats must be really hungry, I just let it go. I don't say a word. And then I get myself in trouble, even though I heard it. So on the court, don't be me, right? Use your words to say something. I'm here. That doesn't tell my partner where to go. Add, I'm here, stay. I'm here, switch. I'm here. I don't know what I'm doing. I've got it, switch. I've got it, lob. Yours, mine, and be assertive with it. Don't say yours. That's a question. No time to answer it. Say yours. Take it is a great way to do it if you don't think you can handle that shot. But if we average that out, if it's women are 7,000, men are 2, let's say everybody's 5. Take a percentage of those words and use them on the tennis court. It makes everything easier. My home life is terrible because I don't communicate well. But not all the time, but when it is, it's because I don't say a whole lot. I talk a lot during the day. I think I don't want to talk when I get home much. Um, Last thing, I think I want to start a class based on steps because everybody freaking looks at their watch before I start. I have to pause for people looking at their watch, setting up, get their steps right, all this stuff. So I want to do a class, and I want to know if anybody would be interested, or do you think you would take the class? It's a step class, meaning, so instead of taking a 3035 drill for 90 minutes, this class would be based on, this is a 5,000 step class. Once we hit 5,000, class is over. You're done. And we go until then. And we might get there quick, we might get there slowly, but it's a step class. And I would do some research to figure out what an average class should be. Doesn't even necessarily have to be a cardio class. It's just you're guaranteed this many steps. I think it would be super cool. So everybody checks their steps. I check mine. Um, we get to 5,000. Because if I do it right, everybody should be very, very close, based on spreading out any rotations, who's playing with who. We're all going to play the same amount of points. If you picture 4 people on a court, um, everybody's got to get to 5. But when we get to 5, class is over. And I'm just wondering how long that would take. Would it be worth it? I'm going to try it. So if you're listening to this and you're a WAC member, we're definitely going to try this at some point. It might be free. It might be an experimental thing just for me to figure out what it is. I also thought we could add a step number to the classes. So let's say a cardio tennis class, we can put in parentheses, this class generally achieves 6,000 steps in the 90 minutes. Or like a slower class. So I've got some that are a little bit slower. So my serves class, you're going to get like 8 steps because it's all serves. But my volleys and net play class, much faster. You might get 1,000 in a half an hour. So I'm considering using steps as a guide instead of time, or at least trying it. Might not be my best idea ever, but I think it would be pretty cool. Let's go over briefly my health update. I'm down 9 pounds, really close to dropping 10. I was at 173.2, and I weighed in at 184.6 when I started this. I have added some dessert in. I had a no-bake cookie. I had a brownie today. It's my wife and I's 24th anniversary. Molly made brownies. I had one. I'm still staying under 2,500 calories a day and feel good. Still losing weight. I am not doing soda, although I did have a Sunjoy from Chick-fil-A, which if you haven't had it, it's awesome. It's half sweet tea, half lemonade. It's an Arnold Palmer, but it's their version, and it's pretty awesome. So still doing great with that. And I'm going to keep trying. My goal is to get under 170. It's been a long, long time since I've made that. So I'm trying, and I fail sometimes, but doing pretty good. No major things coming up. Last time we talked, I had Ben's 18th, Molly's 16th. Ben enlisted. We had a wedding. We're cruising now. I don't have any major stuff going on in my life, but that's all I got. So as usual, if you want to follow my stuff, you can follow on Facebook, Scott Ficks-Tennis and Pickleball. Same thing on Instagram, on TikTok, on everywhere else. Basically, you can find that stuff. But thanks for listening, and I will talk to y'all next time. Bye bye.